Bowser! I literally can't stand the people that just talk to their dogs as if they can understand them and then Guys, we have made it to the end of Grind 360. We're here, we've been working hard, we've been grinding, and we've made it to the end. So before getting into the topic of this video, which is what I learned through this process and how I can help you guys, I want to start out this video by shouting out some of the amazing transformations that have been done in the past 10 weeks, or just really by the subscribers in general. Guys, I can't emphasize this enough. I've never been more fulfilled in my life seeing some of these transformations and knowing that I've helped you guys. And let these success stories be an anthem of what Grind 360 and honestly my channel is in general. We're about self-improvement. We're about raising our standards. We're about fitting our mental image. These guys have done exactly that. I'm so proud of every single one of them and every single one of you who've been following along the series in general. So without further ado, let's check out these awesome transformations.
Guys, my name is Chase. I am 23 years old. I am from Orlando, Florida. Thank you, Jackson, for having me on your channel. If I make the cut, if I don't make the cut, still a pretty cool guy. Since March 30th, I have officially lost 54 pounds. There's a picture right here so you can kind of see the difference. I've tried to lose weight quite a few times in the past, but never really stuck when I lost a decent amount of weight. And even though I want to lose another 21 to get me at 185, but the only thing I have to say is count your calories, do the walk when you don't want to do the walk, lift up a weight every once in a while, drink the water, and just have fun, man. Whether you're trying to lose 5, 15, 50, 500, it's all the same thing at the end of the day, what you have to do. I know everyone says it, but if I can lose the weight, I know for a fact you can lose the weight. Thank you, Jackson, for the content you make, man. Really appreciate it. You're one of the few people that I actually watch on YouTube that I relate to and find genuine, which is rare on YouTube. But yeah, thanks again, Jackson, for potentially, hopefully, having me on your channel.
Hey, Jackson. Back in high school, I was on a football diet, so I was eating like high protein, lots of carbs. I graduated high school and I kept the same eating habits, which was terrible. Really, I wasn't working out anymore. I had no reason to. I wasn't drinking protein shakes. I was replacing it with like Little Debbie cakes and junk food, like Reese cups. I herniated 3 discs in my back, going through all the rehab and stuff like that. And slowly my girlfriend, big shout out to my girlfriend Kaylee, she introduced me to a lot better food. Part of my rehab was walking. My first walk was maybe 50 yards and I was really hurting, so I had to turn around and go home. Last week or the week before, I walked a little bit over 7 miles. So that was a crazy amount of progress for me. At the beginning of me walking and stuff, I found Jackson's channel. Oh my god, that first video, his weight loss transformation video, it was amazing. It really inspired me, and I was like, this is the guy I want to be just like. It just popped up on my YouTube feed one day. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. My goal weight's about 240. I'm at 262 right now. Everything off of Jackson's channel is great content. It taught me so much. I couldn't have lost this weight without his channel. That was really the kick in the butt that I needed, that very first video he made. If I have any questions, I message him and he gets back. It's amazing. It just helps to have a lot of support. And that's the great thing about Jackson's channel. Everybody in the comments is so positive, and you know, Jackson will comment back to you and you know, he'll be there to support you through your whole weight loss journey. But yeah, thank you for everything, Jackson, and everybody on the channel who comments to me too on my comments. I wish everybody the best on their weight loss journey, and keep grinding.
I think I just got a splinter in my ass cheek. Guys, words don't describe how humbled I am from this experience and seeing your success and having made an impact on you. It's just the most fulfilling thing I think I've ever done in my life up to this point. I think we're gonna do it on a much larger scale, and I couldn't imagine having a better following of guys and girls that are consistently watching my stuff and gaining value from it, and I appreciate all of you so much. So moral of the story, don't be afraid to take the first step. If I didn't post that original transformation video, I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. You guys are my YouTube family, you know? I mean, I'm so grateful for all of you, and I can't wait to see what we're capable of in the next year or so. So guys, I want to talk about what I learned from Grind 360. I want to talk about what my struggles were, and maybe you can relate to it, and also what some of the successes were. So number one, consistency, or lack thereof. Consistency is probably the most important thing with any weight loss or muscle building plan that you can ever do, or really any goal that you have in general. What you do for a week doesn't matter. What you do for 2 weeks doesn't matter. What you do for several months is what matters. You don't really start seeing results in weight loss or muscle building especially until you've been doing it for a long time. And I ran into the problem during Grind 360 of I'd be killing it during the week, and then the weekend would come, and how many of you can relate to this? The weekend would come, and then I'd be hanging with Chloe, or I would go and hang with my family, and then I'd eat some stuff that I wasn't really planning on having, and I would put myself in a calorie surplus and not even know it. Guys, I want you to understand, like, just because I'm on YouTube doesn't mean that I'm perfect. I'm just like you guys, and I have struggles. We all have struggles. The only difference with me is I'm gonna tell you guys about them, and I'm not gonna pretend that I'm perfect, because I'm not. I was kind of in an all or nothing mindset, which is not what I preach in this channel. So what does that mean for me? That means that perhaps I was a little bit too restrictive during the week. I've really had to reevaluate, because that hurt a lot of my progress of what I could have done if I would have just avoided those weekend temptations and binges, really. Number two, keep busy. I don't care what anybody tells you, boredom sparks overeating, boredom sparks bad habits. You know, growing up, I'm a very Christian guy, and I was always told growing up that boredom is the devil's playground. When you're bored, you're gonna do things that you wouldn't have done otherwise. I don't care if it's playing a video game, I don't care what it is, just keep your mind occupied, keep yourself occupied, because that's gonna help you be able to stay consistent with what you're doing, is not being bored. Number three, do not let the scale determine your success. In the beginning, that may be true. If you're not losing weight on the scale when you're 300 pounds, 350 pounds, then you're not doing something right. But when you've come a long way, you know, when I started around like 260, 270 pounds, and now I'm 185, 190 pounds, that's when the scale starts to not mean as much, especially when you're lifting weights. So if the scale isn't matching what your goals are, when you're really getting down and dirty to it, especially when you're several weeks in, do not let that ruin your week and say, oh, well, I already didn't lose weight, so I might as well just eat a pizza because, you know, I already didn't meet my goal. No, 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 and that will end up putting you back several weeks if you do make those decisions. So just know, even if the scale isn't completely like agreeing with you, that's okay. You just need to keep going. Number four, this is huge, guys. Find the right motivation, or as many of you know, find your why. You've got to find the right motivation and the right pull. Everybody can push for something, everybody can grind, and that's what Grind 360 is all about. But what's 10 times more powerful is what's pulling you to do it. What's pulling you to grind in the first place. Once you can establish that, you're unstoppable. If it means enough to you, you're unstoppable. How many of you have tried to lose weight before and then you just kind of fell off and you were like, oh man, I just can't lose this weight? You probably wanted it, but you know, it didn't happen, and you know, you tried really hard. Okay, what if your mother or father's life depended on it? Could you lose the weight then? Absolutely, because your why is so strong. It's not an option to not lose the weight. You see what I'm saying here? It can be a breakup. It can be wanting to have a glow up when you go back to school. Step number 5, raise your standards. You have to raise your standards of what you are comfortable with achieving. You've got to build your super self. As silly as it sounds, that changed my life. That concept changed my life. I drew out a stick figure and I labeled the limbs, what exactly Super Jackson would be and who he would be. And every day I just strive to be him. What you were comfortable with before, you can't be comfortable with anymore. You've got to raise that, because you're going to find so much more happiness when you grind for something. It's no secret that if you do what's easy, your life's going to be hard. But if you do what's hard, your life is going to be easy. I've got some big plans for this channel, and I want you guys to be there along the way the entire time. So be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because I'd love to have you on this success train that we're on, going full throttle. Congratulations to all the transformations that were featured in this video, and even the ones that weren't featured. I got news for you. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning of what you're capable of and what this channel is gonna do. As always, let's keep getting better together, and let's keep on grinding. I'll see you in the next one.